Something strange is happening at Costco. People are walking in, filling their carts the same way they always have, picking up the same everyday items. But somehow, they're spending more than ever before. The prices aren't jumping overnight. They're rising quietly, almost unnoticed, until that final moment at checkout when the total feels higher than expected. And the most surprising part? Many shoppers don't even realize what's changed. But once you see it, you won't be able to ignore it. And some of these price increases might seriously surprise you. For years, Costco has been known as the go-to place for low prices and bulk savings. People trust it to stretch their budget and get more for their money. But lately, something feels different. The expectation is still buy more, save more. Yet the reality is starting to shift. Even a giant like Costco isn't immune to rising costs and inflation pressures. So what's really going on? Let's break down 10 everyday items that are suddenly getting more expensive and why it actually matters. 1. Meat, beef, and chicken. Let's start with one of the biggest parts of almost every grocery bill: meat. Beef and chicken prices have been rising steadily, and many shoppers are starting to feel it without fully realizing why. You go into Costco expecting bulk savings, but the total at checkout tells a different story. The reason behind this is actually simple. Farmers are dealing with higher feed costs, transportation is more expensive, and supply has been tighter than usual. Even small disruptions in livestock production can push prices up quickly. And here's why it matters. Meat is not a luxury item for most families. It's a weekly essential, so when its price goes up, it doesn't just affect one purchase. It slowly increases your entire monthly grocery budget, making every trip feel heavier on your wallet. 2. Eggs. Eggs used to be one of the most stable and affordable foods you could buy. But recently, their prices have been all over the place. One week they seem normal, and the next, they suddenly spike. This kind of instability is what's catching people off guard. The main reason behind this is disease outbreaks, especially bird flu, which has affected large numbers of chickens. When supply drops, prices react almost instantly. Add to that ongoing supply chain issues, and you get a product that no longer feels predictable. And that's the real problem. Eggs are a basic food item. People rely on them daily for breakfast, baking, and quick meals. When something so simple becomes unstable in price, it creates uncertainty. You're no longer just planning meals. You're adjusting your budget around something that used to be completely reliable. 3. Paper products. Toilet paper and towels. Paper products are something people don't think about much until they start getting expensive. Toilet paper and paper towels are essentials you buy in bulk, expecting long-term savings. But lately, those savings don't feel as strong. The price increases here are quieter, more gradual, but they add up over time. The reason behind it comes down to production and shipping costs. Manufacturing paper products requires energy and raw materials, both of which have become more expensive. Then comes transportation, which adds another layer of cost before it even reaches the store. The impact is subtle but powerful. These are items you buy regularly, without thinking twice. But over months, the higher prices start stacking up. What used to feel like a smart bulk purchase now feels like just another expense that keeps growing in the background. 4. Cooking oil. Cooking oil is one of those items you don't notice until the price jumps. And lately it has. Whether it's vegetable oil, sunflower oil, or other types, the cost has noticeably increased. The reason behind this goes beyond local stores. It's tied to global supply disruptions, including crop shortages and international conflicts that affect production and export. When supply tightens on a global scale, prices rise everywhere. And here's why this matters more than you think. Cooking oil is used in almost every meal. It's not something you can easily skip. So even a small increase in price has a ripple effect on your daily expenses. Over time, it quietly raises the cost of eating at home, making even simple meals more expensive than before. 5. Dairy, milk, cheese, butter. Dairy products like milk, cheese, and butter are slowly becoming more expensive, but in a way that's easy to miss. The increase isn't sudden, it's gradual, but over time, it becomes very noticeable. The reason is tied to farming costs. Dairy farmers are dealing with higher feed prices, increased labor costs, and rising fuel expenses. All of this adds pressure to the final price you see in stores. And because dairy is part of everyday consumption, the impact is constant. You don't just buy milk once, you buy it every week. Cheese, butter, and other dairy items are used in daily cooking. So even a small price increase turns into a bigger monthly expense. It's not one big shock. It's a slow, steady drain on your grocery budget. 6. Coffee. For many people, coffee is not optional. It's a daily habit. But that daily habit is quietly becoming more expensive. Coffee prices have been creeping up, and the reasons go deeper than most people realize. Climate change has affected coffee-growing regions, reducing crop yields. At the same time, supply chain issues have made transportation more costly. When both production and delivery are affected, prices naturally rise. And here's the part that hits home. Coffee is something people buy consistently. Whether it's for home brewing or bulk buying, it adds up over time. What used to feel like a small daily comfort now feels like a growing expense. It's not just about the price of coffee, it's about how everyday habits are slowly becoming harder to maintain. 7. Snacks and packaged foods. Snacks and packaged foods are where many people feel confused. You're still buying the same brands, the same boxes, the same bulk packs. But somehow, the value feels less. Prices have gone up, but sometimes it's not just the price. It's also the quantity that changes. The reason behind this includes higher ingredient costs, more expensive packaging, and increased transportation expenses. Companies are adjusting quietly, either by raising prices or reducing portions. The impact is subtle but real. These are the items people grab without thinking: chips, cookies, chocolates. But over time, they add a surprising amount to your total bill. What used to feel like a small extra now becomes a noticeable part of your spending. 8. Personal care items. Personal care products like shampoo, toothpaste, and soap don't usually grab attention when it comes to price changes. But that's exactly why they're important. The increases here are quiet and gradual. You don't notice them immediately, but they build up over time. The reason behind it is simple. Raw materials have become more expensive, and logistics costs have increased. Every step, from production to delivery, adds a little more to the final price. And because these are items you buy regularly, the impact is constant. You don't skip them. You don't delay them. You just keep buying them. And that's what makes them important. They slowly increase your overall spending without you even realizing it. And 9. Pet food. Pet food is another area where prices have risen significantly. For pet owners, this is not optional spending. It's a responsibility. The increase is driven by higher ingredient costs and growing demand as more people own pets than ever before. When demand rises and production costs increase, prices follow. And the impact here is long-term. Unlike one-time purchases, pet food is a continuous expense. You're buying it every week or every month, so even a small increase turns into a noticeable financial burden over time. For many families, this is one of the most important expenses, which makes the price rise even more impactful. 10. Bottled drinks. Water, juice, soda. Bottled drinks used to be one of the easiest ways to save money when buying in bulk, but that's changing. Prices have gone up, then the savings don't feel the same anymore. The reason comes down to packaging and transportation. Plastic production has become more expensive, and fuel costs have increased the price of shipping. These added costs are passed directly to the consumer. And here's why it matters. Bottled drinks are all about convenience. People buy them in bulk to save time and money. But when prices rise, that convenience starts to come at a higher cost. Over time, it becomes one more category where you're spending more than you used to. At first, all of this might seem random. Different items, different reasons. But when you step back, a clear pattern starts to appear. This isn't just about one product or one store. It's part of a bigger picture. Inflation is pushing prices up across the board, and supply chain issues are making it harder and more expensive to move goods. Global events are disrupting production, and on top of that, companies are adjusting their pricing strategies to protect their margins. And here's the truth most people don't realize. It's not just prices going up, it's your purchasing power going down. The real impact isn't in one item, it's in everything combined. Small increases don't feel like much at first, but when you add them together, they grow fast. Your monthly grocery bill rises, even though you're buying the same things. Bulk shopping, which once guaranteed savings, no longer feels as reliable. And that's the moment it hits you. You're not buying more, you're just paying more. So now the question is simple. Which of these items surprised you the most? Because for many people, this is just the beginning. Prices don't always go up all at once. Sometimes they rise slowly, quietly, until you finally notice. And this might not be the end, because the next time you walk into Costco, your bill might surprise you again.